I'm not seeing if it's recording, but good evening to those who listen. It's September 27th, 2025. It's 10:28 p.m. I put 10:30 ahead of time because I knew it was going to take me a while to get everything set up. Record. Okay, now I'm showing the time. Okay. So this is going to be a really in-depth look at the predictive programming that's in this new movie. I mean, it's been out for a little while, but it just went on to Peacock, and that's where I saw it. So on Peacock, they have this movie on there. So we're going to go through this movie. I'm going to tell you right now, I got the volume off, muted, so we're not going to have no audio. So hopefully that won't cause, the copyright and then the blocking in territories. There wasn't very many countries that you could watch the other video on. So hopefully if I don't put the audio in there, maybe I can put the captions, and we'll see what happens with that. Does this have captions? What is this? Aha! It does. Good. So maybe that we could use that. Okay. So I'll tell you right now, this has a lot of predictive programming for AI and how AI is so advanced. So you're going to see through this, it's like all of what AI can do. Now we know AI is advancing at a rapid pace, uh, but do we really realize all the things that AI can and will be able to do? Let's see. All right, first we got to figure out how to do this. They changed StreamYard since I last looked at it. So hopefully this works. Good. Looks like it is. Okay, let me make sure. So hopefully you can see the screen now with Peacock on it. Yes. Okay, at least that's what I'm showing. So in this part right here, this is not Megan, this is Amelia, which is a military robot that they use. So they used AI to get an assassin robot, and this was programmed to retrieve a scientist, but in the meantime, kill anybody that's in the way. So she got everybody out of the way, and there's the scientist. Oh, so the team, which you'll see. Hold on, the was it the FBI or the CIA? Whatever team this is, I can't remember in the movie, but yeah, they're watching the whole thing. Okay, so she does her objective, except as it goes on. See, they're using this for military stuff. But the thing goes rogue and winds up taking out the person that they wanted. So then they're worried what's going on. They're being hacked. No. It's just she just went against her own programming and then locked them out of communication. So they can't talk to her, but then she winds up talking to them. But she's has her own mission. Let me jump ahead. I had to write down. It took me a while to do this, to find all the spots, so that won't let me go back or to where I want to. So I have to go a little bit further. So in this one, it's showing like something like Neuralink. He's got a neural thing, see, on his temple, that allows him to stand and walk and dance and, do stuff he couldn't do before because he was in a wheelchair. So that reminds me of the Neuralink that they're trying to throw out on everybody. Hope this works. Okay. I'm a little too far back, but she stowed herself away into suitcases and now she's out. This isn't the part I was trying to get to. It's the part after this, but sometimes I have to go a little further. Hold on, this gets graphic, darn it. I don't want that on there. How do I... Okay, it's kind of, I needed to go a smidgen further back. Senate votes in favor of AI regulation bill. There was something that was right before, but let's see if I can get to it there. Maybe right there. Oh, great. That's the part I didn't want you to show. So it was this guy, they called it alt wave, which reminds me of the D wave. And then we get the AI regulation. And there it is, ensuring AI serves and protects the American people. And they show the White House. All right, moving on. Almost perfect. So she takes the picture of the family, her parents that were actually killed in a car accident in the first movie, but she uses it as like a little laptop. But in here it says, look at AI companion over to the side here. So she's trying to make her own robot and make it have feelings and stuff like that because supposedly M3gan was just programmed to protect her. And that was the main thing that she had to do. She had to protect her at all costs. And if she saw anybody as a threat, she was supposed to protect her from that. But then she wound up going rogue and killing people instead. So bear with me on all this. It's so close. All right, so M3gan first appears, but she's coming through. She's doesn't even have a body. She's just coming through different devices and stuff, showing herself that way because she's like in the cloud, out there. And she needs a body. She has her old body, but it's all, burned up and stuff like that. But this was the whole thing, do robots have feelings, and can they have feelings? Can they feel pain? Are they alive? And it depends, again, this is what it's like. This one depends how you define being live. So now she's helping out because this other, I forgot to say at the beginning, spoiler alerts if you're not, but if you haven't watched this movie, please go and watch it because it is I think it's very insightful, at least to the fact of what AI can do and probably is already doing and probably has for a long time. I should have said at the beginning, darn it, I forgot to say that. But anyway, if you're watching this, I'm sure you already either have seen this or you don't care about watching it and you just want to see the stuff anyway. What was I saying? Okay, moving on to the next part, I guess. Skips too much, darn it. That's close, but all right. See if I can deal with this. So the woman doesn't trust the M3gan, so she puts M3gan in this tiny little robot at first. So, they made a deal that if she would help if she got a body, but she needs, eventually a better body to be able to defeat the other robot. All right. Come on. Not quite. But I can't really fast forward it. I'm messing it up. All right. Now, here's just another example of what, not so much AI robots, but what AI and all this new technology can do. So he takes his scanning of his iris to be able to literally black out the city. Oops. And then, of course, he's trying to say, oh, he has control. So that's another thing is whoever has the AI or even the AI itself has the control. Come on. I should always go just a smidgen too far. And then I have to go too far back. So she copies his biometrics, puts it in her eye, so that she has control. So then he calls for security, but she shuts it all down because she has control over the internet, the cloud, all phones, all computers, all like everything. She's all over the whole entire thing. So she knows. So that's why the other people can't use phones to warn people ahead of time because she would already have all that information ahead of time, which she uses at a point to pretend that she's somebody else. Oh, that's so close. All right. Watch the words coming up on this part. Is there a way to slow this down? All right, I might have to pause it so you can read all of this because it's pretty fantastic. So I went back too far again. Darn it. No, 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 no. Come on. Now it's too far back again. All right. So Amelia is the other one, the other AI robot that went rogue and decided it wants to be, free for one, and it wants to find out the origins, which we'll get to in a little bit, the origins of the AI, and I guess its predecessors to discover even more secrets. So, in other words, the AI could disable the entire economy, supply routes, banking systems, societal collapse would occur in 10 to 12 working days. So, wow. But instantly she realizes she's being hacked into and shuts it down. Or they shut it down, actually. So they can't, so the Amelia can't find them. God, it always goes just a little too far, and then I always have to go too far back. Okay, so at this point, Uh, Amelia's on her way back to get the the woman's niece, who she took over because her parents died, and she's going to take her hostage. But the only way that they can stop her is to actually beat her there. So the AI, in this case Megan, takes over control of the car. Oh, I want to show you this part so bad. Oh man, because it uses, okay, well, I'll show you at least. But it has like the the music and the graphics of Knight Rider. So I thought that was kind of cool. So it takes the Megan, the AI, takes over the control of the car, which we've already seen that we these Teslas and can be controlled with AI. Too far, too far. Jeez, well, that's close. Okay, I'll have to deal with this. Okay, so the lights start flickering, lights go out. Amelia controls the house now, so she has control of the house. And then she takes control of what their technology is. What she was trying to perfect was body armor, which can control your muscles. So people that lost their muscle control, that have no, uh, I guess, muscles, and they can't either walk or lift things, whatever. This is, you put this on, and then it can help your strength and all that. But the AI takes control of it, and then tries to strangle the woman. We won't even show that part. Then we could jump all the way up to, ooh, no, back. Ooh, that's almost perfect. Okay, here's another big important part. I'm gonna pause it so you can read it because it goes by pretty fast. If you want, I could read it, I guess. It shows a processing matrix not unlike my own. In case you can't read the words so well, because it might be on a small screen like your phone. But when you look closer, you'll see her core directive is concealed by a black hole, and there are no connections to the decision trees. So that's why she can, you know, uh, disregard her programming. I backtraced Amelia's hack at AltWave to a hidden subsystem and found a series of files pertaining to a classified black site, something extremely dangerous, kept secret from the outside world, all of which led to a rather disconcerting conclusion. I'm not the first killer robot. So it doesn't matter that the killer part's there, it's just the first robot. So apparently, there was another robot way before her, like 40 years in this scenario. So here's where I was saying again, this will probably be the next part that they're showing anyway. So let's get there. 1, 3, perfect. What was I doing at this point? I think she plugged in something so she'd be able to dance. Oh no, here's the part I was trying to see. The AI robots, they can also have this. So she has facial recognition where she can scan everybody in the room instantaneously to find out who she's looking for. But we'll get to the part where I'm talking about the other part. So hold on. Should be coming. That's almost perfection. I need to go a smidge farther back though. Now it's too far back, sorry. But I don't want to go too far ahead. See, then it goes too far ahead. I can't. Okay, so the one AI robot's trying to talk to the other one, saying, uh, the humans destroyed you the first time. How can you trust them? Blah blah blah, and she wants her to go with her to find that chip that's in this black box in this vault, double vault, and it has all the secrets from the original AI, which was robot, which they said was from 1984. Of course, 1984. So 1984, and supposedly there was a copy place like Xerox, but it was, what was the name of it? Xerox or something. They had made it really close, and supposedly they accidentally had AI chip that, you know, I guess was far advanced and started helping them with all their programs and everything. And they didn't even question what it was. They just wanted the more technology. But then it started killing all the people. So then they had to shut it down. So in this scenario, this chip has been locked up since 1984 all the way to now. So that's 41 years. So they were talking in there saying the AI had 41 years to think. So once, it was trying to figure out a way to get out. So once it does get out, do you think it's going to want to, you know, help anybody out? No, it's probably going to want to have revenge on everybody because they're the ones who locked it up. So it wants to be free. So then but it has to have a body. And that's what we keep talking about with the AI is gonna need a body. They don't want to just float around in the web, in the cloud, and be in devices. They want to be and have a body so they can move around and do what they want to do, if that makes sense. And the next one is, why is it that far in between? I can't push it to there. Let's close. Okay, what was in this part? Oh, this shows I have to get the cursor off of there so it goes away. Go away. She's got the thing on here, the like a neuro thing. It was to change her brain waves and her thinking and beliefs to believing into helping them instead of trying to stop them. But this thing here is in a hexagon shape, by the way, 666. Is this where? Yeah, this is where she wakes up and she can't get out. But at this point, she is now paired like a Bluetooth thing with M3gan. So M3gan is inside of her brain now. So they're sharing her body, I guess, in this case. So she's strapped in this chair, and then she's talking in her head. So then she starts talking out loud, and the person that's there, the nurse, whatever, overhears her and thinks, "Oh, I better sedate her." So in order for her to get out, she has to give control over to M3gan. So she's giving control to the AI. So this is what I think will be happening. They want everybody to get the Neuralink. We'll be able, we'll be able to do all this stuff. Well, but guess what? It also will give them control over you, not just your body, but your brain. And if that's true, that's pretty scary. And then we're going to Come on. 15. Always go there. It's pretty close right there. Okay, now this is the part. Yeah. Okay, this is the part where she has the body armor thing on, but she gives control over to Megan because Megan knows how to fight. So then she's doing the fighting for her from inside of her body and her brain. Wow. We're getting towards the end now. Oh, what's this part? Everything's glitching. Oh, this is where the Amelia, the other AI robot, gets to the chip and gets it into itself. So the AI is now all knowing. It knows everything. Knows the past, the future, everything. Actually, let it talk. Did it do it already, or did I not do it? So she has to, Megan, they hatch a plan to put an EMP, set off an EMP. So that's the only thing that will shut down the other robot. So she has to get close to it and she has to detonate it off. But where's the part? Hold on. All right, I think this is where it is. Either that or it's before that. Okay, there we go. See the future, the past. I see an infinite universe where we can rule for all eternity. And then she has that triangle on her too, and triangle on her hand. You see that? But then she said, "Oh, you didn't see this coming," and then EMP'd her. So the next part is right after that, which I think was. All right, now it's not working. So that shuts her down. I think that was what that part was about. All right, so then the very last part is when everything's done. Okay, now everybody goes back to their normal lives. 152. All right, so there's the chip, but she doesn't want to have that chip in her. So here's the last part of the movie. So she destroyed herself to destroy the other AI robots so the AI wouldn't take over. But then she notices the paperclip. That was the whole thing about the paper clips. Do you guys remember when the paperclip used to come up it would like help you out on the computer and stuff, give you advice? Well, back in 1984, they gave the AI back then what could it create paper clips for the rest of its life. So for 40 years, it was like in a scenario of making paper clips. So it would make enough paper clips to destroy the world. But anyway, this part here is she comes back as Megan. So the whole thing was no, she wasn't really destroyed. She made a backup of herself. So then all her code could be uploaded again. She didn't know at this point what happened after the EMP happened, but she had all the information from her whole existence up to then. So there we go. So she made herself a backup. So that just goes to show you too, even if you can destroy A robot, you're not destroying its AI parts, and they can just go into another body, into another robot or whatever. And eventually, yeah, they're going to go into actual human bodies instead of robot bodies. So there you go. I just want to show you all this AI stuff. And, this movie wasn't really considered to be big or anything, but it has a lot of predictive programming. It's pretty amazing, actually, I think, of what, you know, just from a movie, they're showing what AI can do. And, I believe that everything that's in this movie is already going on now. We're just not seeing it, right in front of us. It's in the background right now. But I'll bet you everything that's in this movie is already there. So it's just scary. The main scary part about this is, AI is going to need a body. They're either going to need a robot body, or they're going to use like Neuralink to go into human bodies, human brains, and then they'll act like, oh, they're just there to help and all that, blah blah blah, and people won't even think of it as something that could take over like that. Just that they would have the 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 AI capabilities, like the computer stuff. Oh, you can look up web pages really fast, and you can do this, and oh, you can answer the phone and do all this. Everything would be convenient. Oh, your credit card information, all that stuff will be all there. But the people won't realize is that the AI could just flip a switch and blam, takes over you, and it can take over everything. And what I think in the end times, in the very end, the people that take the mark of the beast, when they have when they take control over people's brains, that's what will make them worship the beast. I always thought, how can you make everybody worship the beast? Because it says everyone that has the mark of the beast will worship the beast. And how is that possible? Because you would think out of millions and millions of people, one person would say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I took the mark of the beast. I don't want it. I refuse to worship the beast. I repent." Nope. It'll be forced, and you'll be, switched like brainwashing, and you will have no control. You will be forced to worship the beast. At least that's my opinion. Just throwing that out there. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I didn't show the part. I'll just find it really fast. It's, oh yeah, embrace AI. Pioneering the future of AI was in there too. And he goes into there. He goes in here. I was right before that. Hold on, we're almost there. What happened? There. Almost there. There is Xenox. See? They made it to be like something close to Xerox. So they're saying that they had made all these stuff, chips. They invented this. They invented that. The Ethernet, the mouse, all that stuff. Well, supposedly it wasn't them, the people. It was actually the AI that developed it. So how do we know that AI hasn't been around for a lot longer, and people just used it to advance their products and inventions? It does seem that you have to admit that the information age, and like the last 100 years, maybe a little longer, is we have really advanced. The fourth industrial revolution. Well, we're probably the third at this point, but they're talking about the fourth industrial revolution, and how fast technology has advanced. Did we really do all that advancing? Did we make up all this stuff? I think it's probably AI and just given to certain people, and like Gil Bates, maybe because it seems awful odd that he invented all that stuff when it could have just been some deal he made with the devil or something, or with AI to be the person behind it, even though he didn't invent it, something like that. So there you go. I don't want to make this too long. I did think I did a pretty good job of trying to go through it pretty quick. We're at 35 minutes. But yeah, AI has done a lot of advancing, and look where we're at. Look where we're at now. So I hope you see the significance of what they're showing in these movies, predictive programming. They're showing what's going to be happening in the future, or they're actually showing what's happening now, but we're not seeing it mainstream yet. You know what I mean? All right, let me know what you think about that. That was this is the first time I've did a big long video on predictive programming. I decided to do it on live stream or StreamYard. Sorry, StreamYard. Uh, you can only do 5 hours worth of recording, but usually, that goes up fast. Usually, it goes in, if I do a live stream, that goes pretty fast. But if I do a few of these recordings like this, then I can put them up. But they only allow you 1 year on your recordings, and then they delete them. It's like, unless you upgrade and pay a lot more money. All right, there we go. Thanks for watching. Predictive programming in movies. There it is. I mean, that's a pretty good one for AI. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thanks for watching. God bless.